Hey, so a lot's happened since I've last uploaded to this channel right here, so let's catch up. If this is your first time watching this channel, my name is Edvardi Jackson, and I've been working to start up my own media organization called Cure Media. Now, in 2020, I started this channel as Zine Blaze, and that's partially because I am a huge fan of Inazuma 11. But after I became more comfortable presenting myself, I began to just kind of roll that back, and I changed the channel to Edvardi J, which is what it's been since then. Back then, those days, my profile icon used to be a photo of me in a mask. I think I never changed it until, I think 2023-ish. Yeah, I think 2023 was the last time I changed it, and then I lost access to the account. So that's great. Before I lost access to my old account, I made videos on a bunch of topics. It was software, it was video games, it was technology history. I think I also dabbled into a little bit of graphics design commentary with the Windows 11 and the redesigns video. I would stay up very late some days, right before school, to edit videos and put stuff out, and I was really wanting to make this channel the best that it could be, using the limited resources that I had at the time. And I was very proud of that. I mean, come on. This was my baby. I had grown it from the age of, 14, to now being this thing where I could show to, my mom of all people and be proud of. But the thing that happened was, by July of 2021, which was a little bit before the Windows XP documentary came out, what I wanted to do with myself changed. I had been into tech all of my life. I love tech. I grew up on computers. That was, my mom's computer was a Windows XP professional machine that was stuck on the extreme corner of the living room. And so I've always had this fondness of an affinity for computers, starting with Starfall and IXL. We don't talk about IXL. I could not stand IXL. All these things were the building blocks for my passion for technology. And what ended up happening as I got older was, oh man, I love technology, and I was basically everybody's tech support. You might be saying, wow, you went from doing commentary on technology to news. How did that happen? I don't know if you're actually asking that, but I hope you are. It helps this video make a lot more sense. Ever since I was little, I've always wanted to do news in some aspect. I actually have a photo from when I was 4 years old. This is my 4th-year-old birthday party, and you can actually look at the background on the old CRT TV, and it's Channel 2 News in the background, which I thought was infinitely funny looking back on it. I've had such a background in news, and I really do thank my mom for making my media palette so varied. So where once I entered middle school, I actually proposed to the principal of my old middle school to try to start up a news project. I kept getting shot down, but by 2020, around COVID, everybody had been moved inside, and so they all gave us asynchronous work. And my assignment was to talk about current events. And so I said, well, forget going to the principal, I'll just ask my teacher, hey, can I do a newscast? And the legend, Mr. Marson, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I owe more to you than I think you know. What came of that was the Good Day News. It started off as the All Day News, but it didn't really make sense because we weren't doing stuff 24/7. And it was just a little cringy newscast with me and my friends. And we were talking about how the school we were at had these screening booths for COVID and all these different things. It just... I think we did one report of a tree with bricks in the middle of it, really riveting content, I'll have you know. I was really proud. I was really proud of all the work that we had put into it. And so I sent it to my teacher, and I don't know if he sent it or I sent it, I'm not sure, but it made it across the school, and we got some really great reviews, and that started my news career. I made an episode 2, it wasn't that great, and ever since then I had this idea in my mind that I wanted to do news. In fact, there's a video on my channel that's unlisted, or it might be private, I don't know, where I started up this this mini series called Techie News, and it was just me talking about, iOS 16 is coming out, or no, I think it was 14. Wow, time has really, wow, okay. I wanted to talk about all the new features and all these different things. This is my first time owning an iPhone, or a phone in general, and I had this iPhone SE 2016 that I bought off of my roommate. And so what ended up happening was I said, well, I have an iPhone now. I could install iOS 14 and talk about it, because, why wouldn't I? And that started off a second stage. So then that was the intersection of news and technology. When I started my channel, part of the reason why I did tech content was just because I wanted to do something that was related to technology in some sort of a convoluted or even just direct way. I was passionate about helping people fix their electronics, so back then I would fiddle around in virtual machines and show people how to install a Windows Longhorn, I think I did in one video, just all these different things. And honestly, I really found I thought I found my calling, but over time, I realized that in order to get into the university that I wanted to go to, I needed to take pre-calculus. And as a middle school student, just starting high school, and I hated math, mind you. If I showed you some of my early test scores and even later in my my high school career, math just wasn't my thing, and I would have been miserable if I had to take pre-calculus and then calculus in college. So instead of doing that, I was back to the drawing board. I was sat at my seat, trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. And then I discovered, oh wait, I love writing. I'm a little nosy. I like asking questions. I enjoy being in front of cameras, but I also am an introvert, and I would rather other people have the attention. Oh, being a journalist would be perfect for me. And it was late 2020, around that time, where I decided, okay, if this is something I want to do, and it took me about a few weeks of deliberation to actually try, even think about pursuing it seriously, let alone start anything major. Over time, what I realized was, okay, I can do this. I wrote out some mock news packages, and I did some side stuff, and I looked back to the Good Day News, and I saw what I did right and what I didn't do right. I realized it is time for me to start my own news organization. That was not a good idea. The CBC News is great. We're going to ignore the fact that the CBC already existed and it still exists today. Doing the CBC News was my first ever experience doing hard news reporting. Up until that point, I had either done, technology news or mock news packages. It was never anything serious. So the CBC News was my first ever attempt doing weather, political reporting, entertainment reporting, and finance reporting. I would have never thought that I would still be doing this. I just was doing it just because, it'd be pretty cool. And now I'm still doing the same thing, and I'm just really honored to be doing that. At that point, after I finished the CBC News, the first and only edition of the CBC News, I realized this is what I wanted to do. I could do it, and I could do it to a reasonable standard of quality. So it was all full speed ahead. In 2021, in June of that year, I started the World Telegram News. I remember it like it was yesterday. For my birthday, my grandpa had got me a one of those gift cards, one of those Vanilla Visa gift cards, and it had $50 on it. And I said, okay, I could buy nonsense, but I really wanted to do my own news thing. So what did I end up doing? I ended up starting the worldtelegram.com on June 17th of 2021. And actually had a internship with Google's Code Next, and I quit. I quit because I realized that this is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do Google or coding or anything. I love coding. I still do it now for little elements that we do with the news. But genuinely, if I stayed there, I probably would have been miserable. And doing news has given me the opportunity to meet just so many people and do so many different things, and I'm just very happy about that. Later on, I think it was in 2021, 2022, that's when I first got my first doubt about running my own news organization. We had about a team of 5 to 10 people, and over time, people were just they didn't care anymore. And you know, you see this a lot with a lot of group chats, where, you know, after one person stops talking, slowly it starts to just fizzle out. No one wants to talk anymore. They're online. You can see they're online, but they just don't want to talk. And fair enough. And it was about that point where I realized, okay, maybe I can't do this, because at the time, I think the issue with when we started was we expanded too fast, too quickly. We had writers, we had editors, and once these people started quitting left and right for different reasons and different excuses, it was just left to me and, you know, 5 people. And the 5 people that remained on the server weren't really doing much anyway. So we had to start from the drawing board, and I realized, you know what, let's put this on the back burner. I have to worry about high school anyway, because I was on the verge of failing. And that's kind of what happened in 2021. And around that time, I ended up gearing back up on YouTube. And I really wanted to make the Edvardy J channel the best it could be. Now, it'd be irresponsible to talk about any of these experiences without talking about Lightning News. Lightning News was a love child between my passion for news coverage, technology, and my favorite anime/video game franchise ever, Inazuma 11. Before I decided to start Lightning News, I decided to ask one of the Inatubers I'd grown up with. I mean, I remember watching him when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, and then for between the ages of 10 and 13, I didn't even have access to the internet, but the little access I did have, I spent watching their content, and that one person was Tale of the Toaster. He didn't think it was a great idea to start up this franchise, and this is something I kind of agree with in hindsight. The amount of information we were getting in between uploads was, you know, a major announcement regarding the game. And the major announcements would be, okay, we've added new characters, or okay, we've added a new mechanic, but we're going to have to push the game back another few months or even another year or so. The thing about that was really fun about it was, oftentimes, it was kind of this race, because it was me and TXM that were working on doing Inazuma News, and then Brazem came in as well. We weren't covering something that other people weren't already covering. Yes, we covered things in more detail. Yes, we did it in less time, but they were getting it out faster than us. So TXM and the Brazem on X, formerly Twitter, they were always first with covering things. They were always the first ones that had the information, partially because, you know, they're a lot closer to Japan in terms of time differences, but also the dedication on the both of them, insanity. When I did the core idea with TXM and I talked to him about his insane video production process and how he would stay up all night and set like multiple alarms and have his girlfriend, you know, wake him up throughout the night when there's a new announcement and all that stuff. Holy hell. No way. Anyway, the team that remained from Lightning News, namely Shmeez, if you're watching this, hi. Really appreciate you for staying for so long. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate you. And all the people that have been, that have worked with Lightning News or watched the videos or commented or, you know, just whatever. You know, I really do appreciate you guys. I'm sorry that I have not been as active recently, but genuinely, if people weren't watching the content, would I still be posting? Probably. Would my motivation be down the shitter? Of course. And motivation is very important, especially when you're doing work that you love. So thank you. So we started Kier Media in 2022, and by that point, most of our productions fell under my own channel, which was called Edvardy J. But after getting all these new people on board, I realized it felt wrong to have all this work that other people were doing branded under my name. It felt like I was plagiarizing and taking someone's work and passing it off as my own, and it just didn't feel right. This is not just my channel now. It is our channel. We are a family that is trying to really create content that we're all proud of. And that's what our organization stands for. Kier Media gets established, and it became the umbrella organization that contained the World Telegram News, the talk show I started in 2021 called The Core Idea, and the now canceled Lightning News. The thing is, I wanted to separate Lightning News from my news work, my hardline news work, which now, when we're talking about this shift from 2022 to 2023, I was realizing that I really wanted to focus back on the hard news reporting. And in 2023, we got rid of Lightning News, the whole brand, and we renamed it as WTN Tech Edition. WTN Tech Edition only produced 2 editions, and only one of them made it to air. And I don't think I ever really fully finished that other one. I really was trying to focus my time to make both the World Telegram News and Cure Media the best looking and the best sounding product that it could. So it was around then that I lost access to this account. And I think that was around 2023. And I also lost access to the original WTN News account on Instagram and our YouTube channel. Meaning I had to rebuild an audience of 250 all over again. I'm only at like 59 now. Also, look at that matte screen protector. I'm really proud of that. I've been rebuilding this for, I think, over a year, maybe 2 years. So here we are in 2025, and what can you expect from me? Well, I'm going to be posting some side projects that I just have nowhere else to put. Because honestly, doing news really limits the amount of, or even just the type of content that you could put out in a day. I kind of want to just make YouTube for just for fun, whether that's old projects from my past, or maybe a story time, or video game music covers, or anime music covers, or I don't know, behind the scenes of being a reporter, gaming videos. That's something I've been working on. I don't know, I'm not sure if I want to reveal that yet, but I got some stuff in the works. Whether or not it's good to release, I don't know, but something. I genuinely want to make something that I could be proud of that isn't just related to the work that I do. It's something that anybody could enjoy, and it's free, and it's there for people to just watch, and to kind of go back to the old style of YouTube. I mean, those days are long gone. The enshittification of content is upon us, and it's not getting any better. But I want this channel moving forward to be just somewhere where I can just be myself. No insane, uncharacteristically unfunny jokes or skits or anything in between. Just me doing what I do, which is being a piece of shit. I can't promise I'm going to rejoin the InnoTuber community or make software explainer videos for a while or even ever. I don't know. I'm still weighing my options right now, but I'm hoping that you'll continue to support me and this journey, because genuinely, I really want to bring you all with me. Yeah, thanks for watching this very long video. I'm going to have a joy editing this because I've been ranting for 1 hour and 35 minutes and 26 seconds, 27, 28, 29. Okay, I'm going to stop now. But genuinely, thank you so much. And we're going to have new content coming soon. I got some stuff already ready to upload. I'm going to probably release it on a 2-week schedule so that way I don't run out of content. Because that'd be pretty embarrassing if I ran out of content after like, oh my god, I'm coming back. Anyway, thanks for listening to this rant. I'm Ed Vardy. How do you end videos? Bye, I guess.